Do not buy the M1 MacBooks just yet. It has problems. According to Google, there are 27,300,000 M1 MacBook videos online. This is probably one of the few ones that start off with all the failed promises from Apple. I will give you 3 wholesome reasons why you might want to hold off and not buy the M1 MacBooks yet. Whether it's the Pro, the Ultra, the Powerful, the Megatron, just chill. Third-party plugins. This thing has struggled with the use of third-party plugins a lot. I use Final Cut Pro for all my videos and content creation, and whenever I use them in my edit, my MacBook just feels like it's gone back to 2015. It drags and the spinning ball comes up every time, and as soon as I hit spacebar to playback, it goes insane. So whether it's a bug or a compatibility issue or it just needs a firmware update, I don't know, but yeah, it did not work well at all. And I've spoken to some other people who have complained about how they've not been able to get their apps to work well on the M1 Max MacBook. It's quite disappointing, you know? It's just, for example, when I use my third-party plugins, as a matter of fact, I've had to stop using those plugins because it just wastes so much time. It's not as effective as I want it to be. And that's a problem. If most of your plugins and softwares are not compatible with the M1 MacBooks, my advice, do not buy this computer yet. Wait till they do or look for an alternative in the PC world because it will get on your nerves. The second issue is that it does this thing where it starts to stutter during playback, almost as if the speakers have popped and blown out. When I'm watching a video or browsing YouTube or anything that involves sound, it just starts to cough. That's the best way I can explain it. And I didn't really understand why until, I still fully don't understand why, but my best guess is that it's due to the load on the CPU, or sometimes when the battery is low. It doesn't affect the actual playback of the video, just the sound, which is weird. The reason I think it's a performance issue is because on some rare occasions, I would have to close Safari and maybe even restart the whole computer just to be able to get that noise to go away. And it usually does. So what's up, Apple? Fix this. What's going on? I mostly use my MacBook for videos, consuming content, and writing my research. So most of what's upsetting me is around video editing, but it applies to other tasks that you might have as well. Maybe while watching videos online. The last flaw with this computer is that it still struggles with multiple adjustment and titles in Final Cut Pro. This is one area I thought that Apple would crush this, but they still have the problems of the previous MacBooks, where once you start stacking titles and layers in Final Cut Pro, everything just begins to drag. It's better than the previous MacBooks. I know that. But I thought we wouldn't have to deal with this anymore. So maybe it's something that Apple will fix in a firmware update, because I was expecting this laptop to be a Terminator, which it is not. And I find it interesting that if you stack all your effects on the actual clip, it's fine, nothing happens. But a few titles and adjustment layers after, and we're in Walking Dead territory. So it's just like, I don't know. If you are a sound engineer, if you make music, for example, I know that musicians use a lot of third-party plugins in their softwares. If you use Logic Pro, but you have to get a third-party plugin from someone else, this thing is going to struggle. And it's not because the app is bad. It's just an optimization issue. It's a firmware issue. So this might be specific to video editors and people who do a lot of content creation and things like that. But I'm pretty sure that for people who do a lot of computer science scene, you probably have apps, right? You probably have apps like Figma, for example, that might not be very smooth. I'm just saying. If you know that your work is going to use a lot of apps that are not native to the M1, I really would advise that you stay away for now until Apple gets their crap together and fix this, because it's not fun, especially when you spend all of that money. So I just thought, look, I thought I would let you guys know. I thought I would just come out and be like, yo, okay, in my experience so far, this is what I've discovered. I've had this MacBook now for about 6 to 7 months, maybe more. And so I feel like I've fully gotten used to it, or at least I've completed the whole circle of using this laptop. And straight out the bag, it's not perfect. This thing has flaws that I'm disappointed to admit. However, it does do well in a lot of departments compared to other PC laptops. So yeah, I thought I'd let you guys know. I really do hope that you know. So word. I mean, Apple fanboys are probably gonna come for me now, but whatever.